This happened in Mobile, Alabama in 2008. One afternoon, some friends and I decided to make a homemade Ouija board, and we tried to make it out a couple times, but nothing seemed to happen. A few weeks passed, and a friend who lived with me at the time and I were looking at some photos of us at a club on my computer. We started to talk about how some orbs appeared only around us in the pictures. Then we got on the subject about ghosts. She got up from the computer and sat on the couch with my brother. When I got up, I walked towards them. My computer screen suddenly shut off and turned back on. Then the light next to the couch faded and turned a darkish red. Everyone got the chills. We shrugged it off until a few days later, I lost $100 that I'd sworn I put in my dresser drawer. My mom and I looked everywhere in the house, including countless times in the drawer. Then, out of nowhere, my mom found my money in the same drawer on top of everything in it. I was starting to think that we attracted a ghost through the Ouija board. My suspicions were correct when one morning my favorite stuffed animal was missing. I thought maybe someone was playing prank on me because I knew I put it in my mom's room next to the bed. I looked everywhere and still couldn't find it. I asked my friend who was in the shower if she moved it. Of course she hadn't. I became so frustrated. I knew that it had to be because of something paranormal, because these things did not occur until we made that board. I decided to take the Ouija board to the dumpster and get rid of it for good. When I walked back inside, my friend was out of the shower and said, "I found your stuffed animal." I asked, "Where was it?" She replied, "Oh, I saw it when I got out of the shower. It was right next to the door in the empty laundry basket." My heart dropped. Nothing strange has happened since. Devin was away at a summer camp in Quebec, Canada, where there were the usual camp stories of a ghost. One night, however, he may have encountered the real thing. My friend and I were walking just outside the cabin. It was bright night with all the stars shining, and the moon was well lit. There was a campfire going, and in one of the big cabins, there was a party going on with music and so on. We were walking and we both got really weird feelings as if we were being watched. We both turned towards the sea. We saw a blue figure, very tall, about 7 feet, walking through the trees. It made no sound at all. It was bright blue and glowing figure walking through the forest. It was emitting a shimmery aura, and my friend and I both became very frightened. We shouted at whatever that thing was, and when we were asking it what it was, we got no reply, of course, but we expected one. We stared as it walked away and out of our vision. We didn't dare follow it. We then ran back to the group of people at the campfire, screaming, describing what we saw. Another friend of mine claimed he was watching it from a distance, not far from where we were, and just as frightened as I was. Northern Michigan is also the location of this strange event. Arbasil and a friend were at a riverside cabin one night, relaxing. They were about to retire to bed when I had just stretched out when a huge crack erupted from the woods. Both of us thought it was a branch or an old tree that had fallen. After he had turned off the living room light, we noticed that the light coming from the windows was abnormally strong. This sent our nerves to a new high. The light seemed to pulse several times and got so bright at one point you could have read a book by it. It couldn't have been a car, as we were almost a mile off the road on a dirt trail. Plus, the light came in from all the windows equally. Every so often we would hear a strange humming noise that penetrated that cabin. This lasted almost a half hour. We talked about just running out to the car and leaving, but neither one of us wanted to go outside. After the light went out, we sat on the couch, occasionally putting forth theories on what it could have been. Around 4 o'clock in the morning, there was another loud crack. We were worried that the light might come back, but nothing happened. Night Raven and a friend Todd were camping up at a cabin in Upper Peninsula of Michigan. They were waiting for other friends to arrive when they had an unexplained experience. At about 9:30 p.m., it was getting dark, and we were beginning to worry about Randy and Tommy. Only a few moments later, we saw car lights at the front of the cabin. We were in the middle of nowhere, so it had to be them. We heard the car doors open, heard Randy and Tommy as plain as day. I yelled, "We're on the deck!" The car doors closed. We heard footsteps rounding the corner. At the point that someone would have rounded the corner, it was silent. I looked at Todd. He was looking at me, and it was quiet. I yelled, "Hey Randy, hey Tommy." We got up and walked around the front, and there was nothing. No car, no people, no sound. 90 minutes later, the phone rang. It was Todd's mother calling to inform us that at 9:30 that evening, a fatal traffic accident involving Randy and Tommy took place 30 miles from the cabin. It's almost as if they wanted to keep our tradition alive. If you like what you heard, please like, subscribe, and share with your friends. If you'd like to, you can follow me at Twitter. The handle is @FuzzyPantaloons, and I'll see you all next time.